left-wingers and right-wingers, they practically see two different worlds. Let's watch a part of Jordan Peterson where he talks with Joe Rogan. He will explain exactly how right-wingers or conservatives see the battle between left and right and how they see the world.
Let's look at both extremes. So back to the idea of the ideological and verbal territory. I said with Bill C-16 that I wouldn't speak the language of the radical leftists because I don't think that language should define the game. But let's say it does. So here's the game. The world is a battleground of groups, and they're battling for power. That's it. That's the game. And some of them win, and they oppress those who don't win. So that's how we're going to view the world. Okay, now the leftists say, okay, well, here's the oppressed people. The oppressors, the patriarchal types, they should be ashamed of themselves and give up some power. And the right-wingers, the radical right-wingers look at that and they say, oh, I see, so the game is ethnic identity, is it? It's identity politics. Okay, we're white males. We're not going to lose. That's the right-wing version of identity politics. It's like, screw you.
Listen to the Lobster King. He tells you exactly how conservatives think, okay? He says the world is a battleground of groups. They are battling for power. That's it. That's the game. And that's very interesting. That's not the game. That's the conservative game. That's how conservatives view the world. And then he says some of them win and they oppress those who don't win. So that's how we're going to view the world. And that's not how we are going to view the world. This is how right-wingers view the world. He says, this is how we play it. You want to have identity politics? Then we have identity politics. Screw you, we are going to win. So this is how you play it. No, it's not. This is how the conservative play it. And this is exactly what you need to understand, That's how they play. Their goal is to be in power. They cannot think out of that box. It's either I fuck you over or you fuck me over. This is everything, there is no place for such a thought like, hey, maybe we work together. How about we cooperate? But they cannot think like that. And that's very interesting. Huh? For them, every interaction is basically, literally, the Game of Thrones. It's who's gonna kill who to be on top, So we have to acknowledge this and to always to think of this and remember this when we approach them, when we discuss with them. Every time we talk about them being the oppressors, these people think we want to destroy them. So we have to add always, no, we do not want to destroy. We are not trying to make you weak so that we then can rule over you, It's not about the white people oppressed the black people, please apologize to the black people. And the first thing they think is like, hey, yeah, so that the black people now can rule over us. No, this is not what it's about. And when you talk to conservatives, you have to tell them this. You have to say to them, no, we just want you to stop oppressing others. It's not because then we want to oppress you. But they don't understand that. For them, the world works like somebody has to oppress somebody. There are hierarchies. And it's just a question who is up there and who is down there, And that's also the reason why, for example, conservatives will never tell you what their political affiliation is. I have a friend, like he's one of my oldest friends. It's a friend of mine for 30 years or something. We were small children when we met for the first time, and we are friends since there. And he's a conservative. And when I talked to him, really, I tried for 1 year. We've gone through everything. We grew up together. And I tried for 1 year to ask him, so what are you now? Are you a fascist? Are you a conservative? Are you right-wing? What are you? And he would never say what he is. He would just weasel his way out. He would never tell me what he is. And I understood that this is because he fears saying what he is. Because in the conservative mind, you cannot trust anybody. You can't trust nobody, Because everything you say can and will be used as a weapon against you, because it's just a game of hierarchies. It's the game who's going to die and who's going to kill and who's going to be killed, And that's their game. Everybody destroys everybody, everybody against everybody. That's how they think. And that's also why they never talk about their feelings. They would never admit to you that they are afraid of something, or that they are weak, or that they need help, or something like that. They would never ever, they would never ever tell you that, because in their mind, this would just give you another weapon in your hand and make it possible for you to exploit them somehow, or to put them down, or to get on top and to oppress them, And you would do it. You would do it. Of course, you would do it. No matter if you are their brother or friend or mother, you would do it because that's the fucking game, In their minds, that's how they view the world. Leftists, on the other hand, will always tell you what their political affiliation is. You can go up to a leftist, you can ask them, are you a leftist? And he will say, yes, of course I'm a leftist. You don't even have to ask him. Just stand there and wait 5 minutes and the leftist will come to you and say, I'm a leftist, do you know? And then he will tell you everything in detail about his political affiliation. He will say like,
I was a Marxist-Leninist, but then I became an anarcho-communist, although with anarcho-syndicalist tendencies, and I'm totally for abolishing all money, but I'm not sure about the state, but, intersectionality is very important, and also...
fuck fascism. And they will tell you their whole political life story, even if you don't ask, because the leftist game is not about who will put the other down, who will beat who will get on top and who will lose. It's about working together. It's about sharing and caring, Leftists are against exploitation, so they are not afraid to say that they are weak. They are not afraid to say that they hurt inside. They are not afraid to say that, they are afraid of you or of something else. Because they don't see the world like that you will take advantage of this, That's very important to understand. This is completely two different worldviews. And that's the big difference. And often people don't realize that these differences are there, that these complete different worldviews are there. So the next time when you talk to a conservative, remember that this Game of Thrones shit, like this, who is going to win, who is going to lose, this is their normal mode of thinking. They cannot think outside of that box. Okay? You have to explain it to them that you are not going to harm them. And still they're not gonna believe you because this is just a worldview. Of course you're gonna say you're not gonna do anything harmful to me. Everybody would say that. But then when I turn around, I have the knife in my back, That's how they think. They cannot get outside that box. They need help, Somebody needs to help these people to see that the world can be a cooperative game. And that's also why conservatives are called conservatives. They try to conserve something with this behavior, And I always ask myself, what the fuck are they conserving? Traditions? Stuff like that? Not really, I think. I think what these people are conserving, in reality, is they conserve hierarchies. They want to keep the power that's existing just like it exists. Because they know who's below them, who's above them, who is in power, who they shouldn't fuck with, who's not in power, who they can stomp on. That gives them some kind of security. They know the food chain, and they know where they are in the food chain. And this gives them some kind of security, I think. Yeah, I think that's why they are against any kind of social evolution. That's why they don't like the progressives. Because these progressives want to change this food chain order, They say, why a food chain? Why the fuck are we eating each other? Why don't we cooperate? This is where they get really scared. This is like, no, this is utopia. You're crazy. What the fuck are you talking about? There needs to be hierarchies, because you abolish hierarchies, there is chaos, pure chaos, war, everybody dies instantly. The next minute, everybody is dead. Why? I don't know. It is like that. It's just like that. It's written in the Bible, That's why they're also against evolution of any kind, because God created people. They are all about hierarchies, The religious thing that they are into, this is also all about hierarchies. There is a God, he created man, and stuff like that, So they don't see that a world is possible where nobody is oppressed, nobody is afraid. Nobody puts nobody down because, like said, for them this is just utopian. It's childish. Remember that every time when you talk to a conservative, that they think like this, because if you don't understand that, you will never really reach them. You will just talk past them and they will not understand you. And every time you say, I want to help you, they will think like, okay, what does he really want? You know, because they are just used to it. Because when they say something, they in reality mean something else. They are playing the game of power all the time behind in their head, you know. There is always this power struggle going on, like how am I going to survive? How am I going to come on top if he attacks me? How do I attack him? How can I profit? You know, stuff like that. This is how they think. Remember that the next time you talk with them. This will help.